Hello, welcome back again to my YouTube channel, and my name is Pauline Zeroge. Today we have a very exciting topic. We want to talk about budgeting. Due to public demand, we want to talk about budgeting. Yeah, so that is what most of us requested, and we have decided to do that video today. Yeah, so make sure you subscribe, you put on the notification so that you don't miss such amazing videos. Okay, so let's dive in direct to the point. What is budgeting? That's exactly what we are looking at, and of course some strategies that you need to use for you to be able to budget your money wisely. Now, budgeting is simply telling your money where to go. That's it. You're just telling your money where to go, either in spending, in saving, in investing, and that is what we call budgeting. Okay, what do we need now to start budgeting? What I'll take you through is some of the budgeting ways and strategies that you can use. They're very effective. You just need to choose the one that is suitable for you, because I know we are at some point in life where we're in different stages. Someone is still young, they're still in school, they are young, they're working, but they don't have much responsibility. Someone else is a parent, someone else is at a certain age where they are now thinking about their investment, they are thinking about their retirement program. Yeah, so you just choose the strategy that you feel it will work best for you depending on the situation and the timing in your life. Okay, the first one is what we call 50-30-20 rule. I know you might have heard it before, and maybe someone shared with you, and this is the most common rule that most people recommend and most people use. So what it says is that 50% of your income should go to the needs. These are the bills, the rent, shopping, and everything. Those are the bills that you have to do every single month. And then 30% of your income should go to savings, investment, retirement program, and 20% should go to the wants. These are the luxuries. Maybe you are planning for a destination holiday, you are planning for a day out, such. That is what I'm calling luxuries. Now, this depends on the situation and the timing in your life. For example, if you're a student or a young person, you don't have much responsibility, or maybe you're still staying with your parents, so you're able to even save 70% of your income. So this depends with the kind of responsibilities that you have. Then you can be able to work on that, but always make sure that you are planning on something, you are working on something. So, but make sure you have 50% of your income on needs, and then 30% make it savings. So if you don't have much bills, then add that amount, increase the amount to 50 percent of your income to savings and investment. Okay. Yeah, so the strategy number two is what we are calling zero sum budgeting strategy. This is where you give every coin some work. This is where you spend all the money that is coming in. I'm expecting by now you already know your income. If you're employed, that is quite simple because you already have an income, you have a salary, and then of course you know what is your net income. Okay, what is left after expenses, that is hitting your bank account. If you're in business, you should be able to track how much you are making per month, because this, I know it happens to most people in businesses. If you ask them how much you make per month, that is minus expenses and everything, they don't even know. So as a business person, you need to know how much you're making, so that you're able to budget effectively. So on this one strategy, zero sum budgeting strategy, this is where you are spending all the money including miscellaneous. You are setting aside maybe 5,000 or 10,000 or 2,000 for miscellaneous. If anything happens, you have already catered for that, and this is one of the best budgeting strategies because it minimizes wastage. You're not just putting in money there, but you're putting money with a purpose. You know, this money belongs to shopping. This money belongs to the needs. This money belongs to miscellaneous in case something happens. And this helps a lot when it comes to minimizing wastage, and it's very effective. Yeah, that is the next one. The third one, this is what we call pay yourself first strategy. And when I talk about paying yourself strategy, I'm not saying unarudishia mwili shukrani. I know this is what most people think when you mention pay yourself first, but I mean invest first, save first, because saving is paying for your future. Yeah, so this means that when the money comes, you are not doing anything before you set aside the money for savings. No bill is being paid before you set the money for savings. That is what you mean by saving fast. And what kind of savings are you doing? You can come up with an emergency fund. This is the money you are setting aside just in case something happens, you lose a job, your business is down, you're able to sort yourself out. You can have your pension fund for your retirement. So emergency fund is going to cater short term, and then pension fund is going to cater for you long term. Yeah, so you set that money aside, and then from there you can pay the bills, you can set aside money for wants and such. Yeah, so paying yourself first. You can also do, if you're into bonds, we'll be looking at bonds. You can start doing that. You can start doing money market funds, and then the rest of the money, then you can start paying the bill and such. The next one is what we have, what we call envelope budgeting strategy. Yes, envelope budgeting strategy. This is good for people who struggle in certain areas. Yeah, so you find yourself, you don't have much problem in paying for the needs and such, but you have an issue with wants. You have an issue with luxuries. You're spending a lot of money in maybe luxuries, entertainment, and such. So this is very important. You can use an envelope, a common envelope, literally, and you set money for entertainment. Let's say you have put aside 5,000 for entertainment, you have 10,000 for shopping, you have a certain amount for everything in an envelope, sorry, or maybe you can use your M-Shwari, and this is going to help you to track very easily, because if you spend a lot of money in one thing and you have that money in an envelope, and then you keep on deducting every time you want to go out, you go and get money from that envelope. So psychologically, your brain is going to start now working based on the income, the money that you have on the envelope. So every time it reduces, your brain is now starting to re-strategize. We only have 3,000 left, and it's the 15th of the month. So we only have 3,000 left, or we don't have any money to go out. So this is going to help you if you are struggling with certain areas. So put money in envelopes, and then every time you want to spend for that particular thing, you go and get money from that envelope. Yeah, that is what that says. So the next one is what we call 60% solution strategy. 60% solution strategy. This means that you limit all your expenses, your needs, your wants to 60% of your income. Yeah, so you are limiting yourself there, and then the rest of the money, 40%, you are using it for investment, for savings. And also this is very important because it helps in living within your means. You are living in a house you can afford, you are taking your kids to school they can afford, you can afford, and the rest of the things you're working within your budget. So it's very important. If you have an issue with also budgeting, you can limit yourself to 60% solution. You're spending 60%, and then the rest of the money you are using it for investment and savings. And then the last one is what we call bare bones strategy. The bare bones strategy. Now, this is for people who are living paycheck to paycheck and you want to start savings. and people who are in deep in debts, or maybe someone who have lost a job. So we call it bare bones strategy. So this means you are limiting yourself to necessities only. You don't have luxuries at this point. You don't have money to go out. You don't have money to do anything luxury. So you are spending on necessities only. That is food, shelter, and such. But the rest of the things you are not. So this is helping you to save the little amount of money that you have, so that you don't get deeper into debts. And if maybe something happens, life is not promised. Something can happen, you can have an emergency. Instead of borrowing again, you can use the amount that you had saved to get yourself from that emergency. So this is highly recommendable for someone who doesn't have savings, for someone who is deep in debt, or for someone who doesn't have a huge amount of income, so that you can use the other strategies. And it requires a lot of sacrifice. It's a delayed gratification kind of a strategy, because you are going to limit yourself not to do so many things. You're not going to be eating out. Yes, you don't have money to eat out, so you have to cook at home. You don't have money to go for holidays. You don't have money to do luxuries. You can't afford a pizza every single week. Yeah, you can't afford that. You can't afford to go to KFC because you are spending on necessities only. But it's okay, because it's going to help you to recover. It's going to help you to save. It's going to help you to have an emergency fund just in case you find yourself in that situation again. Yeah, so that is some of the strategies that we have, and you can choose the one that is effective according to you, or you can combine some of them. But once in a while, you can be using even the bare bones strategy, so that you can reorganize yourself, you can reorganize your finances. So yeah, that's it for now. We are going to do another video so that we can talk more about personal finance. In the meantime, hit the subscription button, share, like, comment, so that we are able to do this. So see you in the next one. Bye for now.